corner, and if you're not crazy about carving a pumpkin and then having to throw it out, our Leigh-Ann Allaire Perrault has a more sustainable option for you. Thanks for coming, So these are great ideas because, I mean, sure, they're meant for outdoor, but I would do this inside. I would do this as a centerpiece.
You could absolutely use these inside.
Yeah, they're lovely.
For sure, and they're nice because you can reuse them, as you said, year after year.
Yeah.
They do look amazing in the garden, though, I have to say. And they're little concrete pumpkins. I love working with concrete. It's actually a new little passion that I found, making things with concrete. But I put a bit of a spin on these because you can make these quite large, but with concrete they get quite heavy. So I'm going to show how to make something called hypertufa. Which is a lighter version of concrete, which is mixing some Portland cement, some peat moss, and some perlite.
It also makes them look more natural.
It does.
So
it gives them a really textured, organic look, absolutely, and then adding a little bit of moss. So I started by mixing equal parts of all three, plus equal parts water, but my caveat to that would be add the water slowly and mix, because you might not need all of the water. You might need a little more, depending on how absorbent it gets. But I've mixed it here. Now, the other point that I just want to make as well, when you are mixing this, when it's in dry form, wear a mask. Just to be safe and work outside in a ventilated area. But since this is wet, we're all good. And you want to get it to a consistency where it's not dripping wet. You don't want it soupy, but you want to be able to make kind of like making mud pies when you're a kid. Where it holds its form.
It should look like the oatmeal that I like. Like I like my oatmeal a little chunky, you know?
Make your concrete like your oatmeal. Hey, whatever works for you. And again, you'll notice it's not dripping wet, but there's a lot of moisture in the concrete mixture there. So once that's mixed, you want to set yourself up with some sort of disposable cup.
A beer cup.
A beer cup works great.
Anything will do.
And the secret ingredient,
pantyhose.
Some pantyhose. So these,
since no one's wearing these anymore, you might as well use them for the project.
That's why you can get them really inexpensively at the dollar store. Great for your craft projects. So you just want to cut yourself one nice little stretchy piece, tie a knot in the bottom. I've already put that into the cup. So you can do this without the cup. It just gets really messy to navigate. And then all you want to do is start forming in your concrete mixture right inside and pack it down. But then once you lift the pantyhose up, you'll see it'll fall to the bottom.
And the pantyhose are like heavy enough to handle that, or like strong enough.
Hey, they can hold my thighs. They can hold a little concrete. You betcha. So you want to create a kind of a nice, tight little knot here right at the top.
And some of it's going to come through. That's fine. It's porous.
Some of it will. Yeah, it's more from probably my messy gloves than coming through the pantyhose. And you'll notice, see the moisture dropping on the bottom. You make yourself a nice little round shape. And then some elastic bands. And that's how we're going to get the indentations for that pumpkin look. So once you have, everyone's like, the secret ingredient. As if pantyhose weren't exciting enough.
I was looking at it here and I still wasn't able to figure out what you were using. It's elastics. And they look like you're making little bums.
Exactly. We're making little Cabbage Patch Kid bums. Yes, exactly. So once you have the elastics, you want to just pack it through really tightly. And then the secret when you're working with concrete, which is opposite to what I would have ever thought, is to find yourself a bowl and cover the concrete up. You actually want to keep the moisture in there for a couple of days and let the concrete cure, and then you can take them out and let them further dry for a few days as well in the air. And then you end up with a little guy like this. Now, I've already taken the elastic bands off of this one, but you peel the pantyhose away and you end up with this really cute little gourd shape, right? And then to finish it off, all you really need to do, I picked up some nice thick rope, so I used the thicker ones for the larger pumpkins, but a small little one here, a little bit of hot glue there, and then if you notice, for a little bit of detail, if you are adding them outside, I actually picked up again from the dollar store some moss. I'll just sprinkle some down here. All I did was add a little bit of white glue. I've got some actually right here. A little bit of white glue, and put it just kind of on those little indentation parts. And the moss I have, there you go. The moss, exactly. You can just kind of force it in there, paint it in. The moss will stick to all of those little areas. And then you've got the cutest little pumpkins to add to your garden.
That is very cute. I love it. That's a great project. We are putting all of the instructions for how to do it online. That's cityline.tv LA. Thank you.